Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Business Monday, which today it is for you to enhance your business, helping you to expand and also let our community to support you in what you're doing. Like I always said, we love to support our members, and since we have to get that information outside anyway, why not do it within our community and so we can help another woman to expand in their business. So today I have someone very special, someone who's important, but a lot of us try to avoid. Why is that? Because we are so scared of being called that car salesperson, that person that someone shoveled the information down there for. Hey, let's be honest, we all been there and we are all having the same anxiety about sales. So today I actually have an amazing lady here to talk about sales in general and help us to understand why do we actually avoid it so much. So without further ado, I have Katherine Minett here. And so thank you for coming with me.
Thank you. Thank you, Martha. So, yes, I'm Katherine Minett and I'm the Sales Success Specialist. And
Mm.
with over 30 years of sales, frontline sales, face to face, meeting customers every day, I've gained a lot of experience over that time. So, sales does come sort of easily to me, but it wasn't easy at the beginning. And it
Mm.
took a while for me to become confident and to gain all the skills to be able to implement them to be successful. And like you said, it is something that people avoid. Not so much avoiding me, Martha, but avoiding
You sure?
sales, avoiding having to sell.
It
Just
is so
clarify that.
hard. Yeah, it's so hard though. Like, even as a business owner, since I was in 26, every single time I talk about money, every single time I talk about a sale, I have that crazy anxiety coming up to me. And I think that it is from our past belief. Be like we heard someone say, "Oh my God, this one is so pushy. Oh my God, this one is so like an old car salesman." And that's something that we try to avoid when we run our business. But let's be honest, a business without sale is a business that is a charity. It is no longer a business, it will become a charity. So a lot of business owner like ourselves that we need to get over that boundary, get over that mindset into thinking it. So what will be your number one tip for people to actually understand sale and understand why they're avoiding it?
Yeah, well, it's a good question, Martha. And you're right. A lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, they run away from the idea of having to be a salesperson, and it is because they don't want to be that used car salesperson, like you said. No offense to any used car salespeople,
Yeah.
but they do have the reputation of being pushy and sleazy and salesy, and we've all experienced someone who's tried to push their products onto us when we really were not interested, and we didn't say come and talk to us. They just came to us and wanted to push. So we've had that bad experience so often that now they're in the business world. For anyone who started a business, you get into business because you enjoy doing the thing you want to do, the skill, the service, the product, whatever it is you do, that's what you want to be doing. And a lot of people get into business don't realize that they actually need to know how to sell and be marketing and selling their products and services. But because they've got this idea of what selling is, which is not the true selling, what selling is today, they have this old school way of thinking what selling is, and they don't want to be that person. And I don't blame them, neither do I. But I have to say, Martha, I was that person way back 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Because without the sales skills training, I think a lot of people just naturally start selling the way that is the old school way, because that's what they think it is, and it's not. And I'm here to clear that up.
That is good. So tell us a little bit more because I know that you have a unique system called the Sales Confidence Formula. So tell us a little bit more about that. So how can it help us to get over that barrier of asking for money and sales?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Martha. I'd love to share. So yes, the fear is the biggest thing, and I've always said that unfortunately, the fear training, the mindset stuff, being able to handle that, the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, the fear of of judgment, that is often not taught on sales training. In all my experience of being trained myself in the years when I was in corporate, they never spoke about the emotions that you're going to feel. They never spoke or taught us how to address those feelings. And so what I decided was, when I want to go out and I want to help impart everything that I've learned over 33 years now, I want to include what I think is the critical foundation, which is that being able to shift that mindset. Because if people don't shift the mindset first, then what happens is they won't implement the next step. So the next step is being able to take action, to do the things that you need to do to get in front of a prospect. And then the third step is being able to have a productive sales conversation once you're in front of someone or your prospect. And so I always start with that first foundation, which is shifting the mindset from what people think selling is to what selling really is. And that is the critical first step. And then working through those mindsets, issues that people have, which varies from person to person, but typically it'll be fear of rejection, fear of failure, and even fear of success, actually. So rejection, failure, judgment, and even the fear of success that can stop people, women in particular, in their tracks when it comes to making sales.
Yes, I do hear you, because a lot of us, that is like coming from myself, coming from an Asian background, coming from a traditional background where women are typically seen as a housewife, a mother, and is not as a business person. And a lot of us, when we have to go over that barrier of like fear of success, which definitely that was one of me, that we are afraid of how other people will see us. We're afraid of how other people may judge us. That's fear of judgment. And also, what if I'm a successful, is my husband going to actually look at us differently? And I think that have caused a lot of blockages in our mind. So from what I hear from you, that your sales confidence formula is about, a lot of them is actually about mindset and values and belief shifting. So once we've done over that part, the selling parts comes easier, would you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because once you've had that shift in thinking about what selling is versus what you think it is,
Mm,
and you've been able to identify what fears are actually stopping you, and you're able to shift those fears, and then also looking at your behaviors. So your behaviors obviously become your habits. So what habits are you doing every day that are also blocking you from success? And so
mm,
we work on that first. And once you've cleared that and you have an understanding, then you're much more able to implement the strategic stuff that you need to do when it comes to selling. So that's why after the mindset shift, I call that the one, knowing the right things to think. Once you've got that sorted, then it's knowing the right things to do. So then we're looking at that prospecting. Now, prospecting is a key part of that. There's 5 that I work with my clients on.
mm,
Prospecting is a big one. And you can imagine prospecting is all about knocking on doors and picking up the phone and following up, being able to go out networking and speaking with people. But if you haven't cleared those blocks, you're not going to be one, you may not even attend a networking event or pick up the phone in the first place. But even if you did, then you're going to have a lot of anxiety when you're in there. So your energy levels are not going to be good. So once we've shifted the mindset, it's much easier for the entrepreneurs and the ladies listening today. If you are suffering from fear of selling, then once you've released those negative emotions, then you're more likely to be able to go out prospecting. And of course,
yeah.
once you've got the prospecting, then you've got you're in front of someone, you've got prospects to go and talk to. Then the third step is, well, what do you say when you're in front of them, and how do you say it so that you can actually have a productive sales conversation?
Yeah, because like recently we have trouble in our group that like some of us are actually receiving cold DM. For those of you who doesn't understand what cold DM is that you find someone and then you straight away send them a message. It could be something friendly, it could be something quite friendly. Say, hey, I saw you in here. It is amazing to see you. Would you like to connect and things like that? It worked about 5 years ago. But because so many people are using it now, every time that we see that, it just gives us that, oh, really? Again, that sort of feeling. So I'm not saying that cold DM doesn't work. It does work to a certain extent because there's a lot of coaches that actually teach it, a lot of sales consultants that actually teach it. But it's not about that. It's at first about building up the rapport. That's how I see sale is. A lot of us jump into that gun too quickly. So quickly in the set that it's like, come and look at me. Yeah, look at me. I can dance. Great. How about I teach you how to dance? How about I do that straight away? And when you just have that thing, people are not warming up to you yet. It makes it a lot harder for people to trust you. It is so true that the trust, and belief factor in human connection is a lot more important than what it used to be. It is because of technology, because I find out that that person was using an AI technology to actually scan for every single group that she goes into, and then all the new person that joins, she get that information. And that scared the shit out of me, I have to say, because that is a lot of prospecting. And some of them may work. Someone who are very lonely may actually go and actually say hi and build a connection. And I'm not saying that that's not possible that way. It is. It's just that we have to try to be a little bit more personalized when we're going into like building up our business, because one of the clear thing that I seen, like what you just mentioned there, is about the fear of being seen, the fear of being known, the fear of being rejected. So I was working with a lot of my clients that they have this confident issue in them, that they have that thinking that, oh my God, I need to be on social media. Oh my God, I need to be seen. Oh my God, I need to be known. And I'm saying, okay, if you sell a t-shirt, you need to tell the person you're selling a t-shirt first. If not, they're thinking you're selling a bucket of fish when I don't even eat fish. So I will never be able to sell that thing. And I think one of the key thing to understand is your confidence, your own confidence in it. What do you see yourself in? Are you proud of yourself selling this t-shirt? And if you're not proud of it, maybe that is not in alignment with you. And I think that's something that Katherine can actually talk about as well. Catherine Day can talk about, because it is something that when we're not aligned with something, everything's starting to become a chore. And if it is something that you love and passionate about, it's not about selling anymore. You are providing a service, you are sharing your passion, and you're showing people what can be done, what can this do, and then people will just come to you directly. So what is your view on that about cold DMing and also like building up your prospect?
Well, there's a lot to unpack in what you just said there,
Mm,
Martha. So keep me on track if I if I go off a bit and forget. So the first thing, you were talking about the DMing. So let's just
yes.
address that. That is a yeah, and we've all had it. We've all had the,
Yeah.
the cold calling, DMing, and there's nothing wrong with cold calling, right? That's part
Yes.
of being a salesperson, is reaching out. I mean, cold calling basically is reaching out to potential prospects, but really you need
Yes.
to be doing your research first to make sure that they are your ideal client,
Mm,
that they are someone who potentially is going to want or need your product. But you can't
yes.
assume that they're all going to be, one, ready to buy,
Yeah.
or two, whether they actually need your product. I mean, the
Yes.
person you're reaching out to, if they're not your ideal client, then they're never going to be interested. You're just going to annoy them. If they are your ideal client, they may have just purchased from someone else, so they don't need your product.
Mm,
If they are your ideal client, they may not even be aware that they have that problem that
mm,
needs solving.
yeah.
And so there's, you don't know. I mean, when you're reaching out, you might do your research on Facebook and you look at their profile to get an idea about, what business they're in, what's their, what are they doing, where's the connection from a business point of view. But you're not getting into their mind. You don't know. You're not a mind reader. None of us are.
Mm,
So how do we find out exactly whether this person is our ideal client and whether they're ready to buy, or whether they are not ready but may be ready in the future?
yeah.
So this is what we need to know. How do you do that, Martha?
Mm-hmm.
You have to ask questions.
Mm,
Okay. So before you start pitching to someone, and assuming that they're going to want to buy your product and they need it. The first thing you need to do is, yes, you've got to reach out pleasantly, make the connection, find the common interest of why you want to connect. And it's not
Yeah.
because I want to sell you something, but I want to
Yes.
connect because we have some common interests, or we share
Yes.
common people we know in the
Yeah.
networking world, for example.
Yeah.
And then find out about them, build a relationship first.
Mm.
I mean, maybe get them off into a call where you can say, hey, can we just get to know each other a little bit better? Or maybe there's
Yeah.
opportunities for us to collaborate.
Mm.
Not there's an opportunity for me to sell to you.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people I've connected with, I've collaborated with, and got onto podcast interviews, radio
Yeah.
shows. I've been able to get into their Facebook group lives and do training for people.
Mm.
Always not selling my product or service, but being able to add value to the community
Yes.
and to that person. So I think we need to shift again. It's a shift of mindset from what
Yeah.
they think DMing and prospecting is to what it really should be. And
Yeah.
we are all pissed off with it and fed up with that horrible way of doing it, because people are out there teaching people to do it, and
Yeah.
it's not good.
I
So
know.
hopefully that addresses that one. Now, what was the other thing that you
Yeah,
wanted me?
that's it, like passion. Because I always say that if you're doing something, do it with passion. If it really doesn't align with you, maybe it is time for you to actually like have a look in from within. Is that really truly want? Because a lot of new business startup will not last for the first 2 years. It's because they will come into challenges. They will come into not being able to make the sale. They will come into all of this barrier that happens in life. So it does affect your confidence into wanting your business and not just talking about sale alone here. So if you are like not aligned with your business in what you're doing, I would recommend you to revisit it. So have you come across some clients that you have been working with that you may find that they're doing it just for the financial reward, but not aligning to themselves, and then they're starting to hate themselves and then do all of that? So what would be your advice on someone that who may be getting into that crossroad? Am I really passionate about it, or am I actually just doing this for the money sake of it? How do people actually get themselves out in that sort of a pickle?
Yes, that is a very common thing, Martha. I think some people do get into business for the wrong reasons.
Mm,
It's not something they're passionate about. They may
mhm.
think I can make money here, and so their whole
Yes,
focus is making money.
yes,
And I have had clients that not so much driven by the making money, but had an idea that want this lady. She had one of my clients. She had an idea that she wanted to have a networking group. So that was what she was focused on,
mm,
and so she was building up this business
yes,
around a certain product, a networking product, and connecting people. But what happened is she realized through the training, when we went through the whole, how to think and what to do, she realized that this wasn't what she wanted to do. So just going
mm,
through that process helped her
mm,
realize and get clear of what she did want. So
mm,
she actually did, during the coaching and the training and coaching, she did a complete pivot of what
mm.
she was doing with her business and completely revamped it and changed it
Yeah,
as to something that was more about working and helping people to be more productive, and
mm,
forming a group together to help people, providing services using other people's services. She was bringing them in and providing from a more of a networking connection to more of a helping people do work together. So it's like a
yes,
community. So it was a
yeah,
shift for her. And what happened as soon as she made that shift, it was like this big weight had been lifted off her shoulders. She realized that she really wasn't bought in. She didn't really want to do that original idea. And
yeah.
what she really wanted to do was this new idea. And
Mm,
once she made that shift, that's when things started to change. She started attracting more clients into her business. It became a
yeah,
lot easier because she was
yeah,
doing something that she realized was more in alignment with her purpose. And
that's
that's
it.
something that I think is really important, Martha, is, and a lot of people don't do this. They have their clear goals. We've all heard about, SMART goals, and I teach that.
Yes,
I work with people to make sure their goals are clear and specific and measurable, and I keep
yeah,
them on track. But there's another level that a lot of people are not aware of, and that is having a very clear purpose.
yes,
like it's why are you in business in the first place? And now it's
Yes.
not just about money, and we both know
Yes.
money is important. We need money.
Yes.
We need money to pay our bills and keep us in business,
Yeah.
because without the, without the clients and without the money,
Yeah. We're a
it's just a
charity.
hobby. I think that's what you said, a hobby. I
A
always say you
charity.
won't
Yeah.
be in
Yeah.
business for long without clients.
Yeah.
But yes, you have to have that. But I think you have to have this higher level of a purpose. Why
Yeah.
is it you are in business? Because when things get tough, as they will, those challenging days when the sale fell over, computers don't work, and it's
Yeah.
just, everyone has it. It's normal. Don't beat yourself up. It's part of
Yeah.
being in business. But the
Mm,
people that are able to keep moving forward and dust themselves off, and I say get back on the horse and keep going,
mm.
they're the ones that have a clear purpose that will keep them on track and keep them moving forward. So if you haven't got one, then you need to work on having one, and that will get you through those rough times.
That sounds like such a good topic that we can actually go on. Would you be interested maybe to offer us a webinar to actually give us that direction, that guidance of how to align our purpose with the things that we're doing? Because without aligning that, without having that mindset done first, you're not going to be able to touch the sales. You're not going to, the sale won't come into you. And I think that's a really, really good purpose onto what we can actually offer later on for our community if you're up for it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to.
That sounds excellent. So everyone, please do watch out on our space. All the web expert speaking webinar will be coming up on a Thursday. So that will be recorded. We will have sales links for you to actually go in and register. And so once you get that, we will actually let you know when is that going. So give us about 2 to 3 weeks to arrange all the information, and we will be broadcasting it into the group, also at our community. And all the recording that you're seeing here today will be posted onto our Facebook, but it will only stay there for 30 days. So to not miss out, please join our free membership community where all the information, all the recording is stored in their category. So whether it's for business or for life-changing courses, they're all in one place that is easy for you to find. So if you'd like to know more, I have dropped the links in down at the comment there so you can actually find out more. So before we end our session today, is there any more tips that you can give us about sales and understanding our purpose?
Yeah, well, what I would love to be able to give your listeners and members of the community is some free sales training, some consistent training that they can get just to help them start shifting, getting an idea about what selling really is, and
Yep.
shifting their beliefs so they can become more confident in all areas, not just the mindset, but the things they need to do and say. And so I have this, at the moment it's free, but it's not going to be free for long. So I'm just going to offer it to your guys while I've just created it, but it's going to become a product that I'm going to be marketing through Facebook and doing some ads to it. But I would like to offer it to your listeners. It's called Let's Talk Sales, and it's that you get video sales training.
That's
So you get
excellent.
that like every week, you get video sales training. So it's all me doing the training and talking about topics like what we've been talking about today. So it'll be like having me in your pocket. So
Yeah.
we'll put the link in the chat, shall we? For it's
And we'll put it
minetsalesacademy.com
down
forward
there
slash
into the comment there.
yeah, let's talk sales. So that is a gift, but snap that up now quickly before I switch it over to being a product. As I say, I've only just created it, and it's about to become an additional product in my business. So grab it now. Just a special gift for your listeners, because I know you've got a lot of new people joining at the moment, and you're
Yeah.
now starting to ramp up. And I think this will give everyone the foundation to get them started. So, and also to see that there's great value in this group and being here in this group. So yeah, my gift for you and your listeners.
Oh, thank you so much. It is so wonderful to have your expertise telling us what to do and giving us that guidance, because a lot of us want to open a business. Main purpose, a lot of us is actually definitely thinking about money. How do I put food on the table? How do I actually pay more bills into it? And that's understandable. But the funny thing about how the universe works is when you keep asking it in a wrong way, it won't give it to you in the way that you need it. So by having all of this training, it will help you to ask the right question. So it brings you to the right people and right network for you to expand what you need to do. So thank you once again for being on our show today. It is so lovely
My
talking to
pleasure.
you. And thank you for all our audience who have joined into this. And remember, if you need a review of this, you can actually catch it up at the free membership area. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.